You are listening to the Chomp Cast, the official podcast of Sword Chomp. And remember, you can always go to swordchomp.com, where you can access the many places our podcast is available for download. But if you're listening to the show right now, that means you found us. So welcome to the madness that is the Chompcast. Grab a friend and crank up the show because it's time to Borderlands and chill. That's right, we are talking about our favorite co-op video game experiences and memories as the topic of the show. Games that handle co-op in a unique way, much like the upcoming game A Way Out that just released today, actually, has been getting a lot of buzz since E3, and me and Josh have already spent a few hours with the game, so we're going to talk about that. We have tons of great responses from the Instagram community at SwordChomp on Instagram. They help us weigh in on the topic of the show. We'd love to get our listeners involved. We have a bunch of fun poll topics, including the Twitch sensation Sea of Thieves, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Shining Force, which I might have to, we have a caveat there because a special host is running late today. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And then, of course, my continued obsession with Donkey Kong Country as I play Donkey Kong Country 3 and Donkey Kong Country 2. My personal quest with that series. Now, we have a really great listener email that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Maybe a little more into the breach if we have time. We will see. Same with the bio break. We have a couple fun science articles, but I don't want to spoil those in case our professor Shay doesn't show up. But again, we will talk about that and give him some shit in a little bit here. It's going to be an awesome show today. It's going to be a great Chompcast, even if we're a man down. Hopefully he does show up. But my co-op brothers in arms that are here as of now, up first, the one and only from Texas, the Filipino Johnny Depp. Fish, you have been my lifelong brother here. I've known you since middle school, and we have played almost everything together, from Halo to Gears to Diablo. But you know what, man? We have never fulfilled our dream of the ultimate co-op adventure, the Menage a Trois.
Oh, is that the ultimate co-op?
I mean,
I thought that was marriage.
Well, come on. That's not a co-op adventure. I mean, I guess it would be your co-op with your wife. Yeah. I'm talking about our co-op adventure, me and you, bro and bro.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't that just be sex between me and you?
Well, in that case, we've fulfilled that one.
Wait, we did?
Oh shit! Damn it! You were, no, that's a bad joke. I almost took that joke to a really dark place that I didn't want to take it.
I got you.
That was our dream, though. Remember, Fish? We could have, when we were young and partying in our apartment days, we could have, best friends. We could have shared that first experience together, and it never happened.
Never did. Keyword could have happened, but
we'll always have that hole in our heart. So we could have given that girl the worst sex of her life ×2. So
yeah. I mean, when you have a nano penis and a micro penis in the same room, I mean, not much could go on in that room.
That's simple math. Nano plus micro equals ultimate disappointment. The math is there. But yeah, I was actually, when I was writing these intros for you guys, I was actually joking, Fish, because I was thinking, I started thinking about 3 ways for some reason, and it was really late. And I was like, what if there was cloning, right? And what if we started cloning it? What if you cloned, like it was legal, right? And your wife was like, Fish, I want you to clone another fish because I want to have double the fish in my life, right? How would you feel about you and another clone of yourself working together to satisfy your wife? Would you be jealous of your own self?
No, that'd be very fucking strange to me.
Wouldn't it?
I'd be it'd be kind of like looking at a mirror, seeing yourself having sex in a mirror, but I mean, they would have their own actions and everything.
You wouldn't invite your wife.
Maybe. I don't know, Josh.
He's like, man, I got a lot of fish here.
Wouldn't.
I mean, when you got 2 fish, what else do you need, really? I imagine it like this, Josh, that Fish is just so polite. He's like, oh, no, you go first. And the other fish is like, no, you can go. No. I insist. You penetrate first. The money shot's all yours, friend. Please. So.
What kind of voice is that?
They're just so polite they can't get anything done. So I don't know. That's
Perfect. Yeah.
I think it works. It works. And then she's just like, God damn it, will somebody fuck me? All right. Words to live by. Anyways, thanks for being here, Fish. Up next, Joshua Fowler, the one and only. Joshua Fowler is here. And you know, Josh, here's my thing, okay? I'm thinking this. If we have clones, right? And you have a Josh clone, you get to fill in the blank, okay? It's a fill in the blank question. Josh, while the clone of you is satisfying your wife, you are A, playing Overwatch, B, experimenting in the kitchen with a new recipe, or C, criticizing your clone's sexual performance.
Probably C.
Wait, if it's a clone of you, Josh, then wouldn't it essentially have all your sexual prowess in the bedroom?
No, it's just to make him better.
Ah,
They make each other better.
Yeah,
you criticize him.
Self-improvement.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's like watching a like some people, like, this is kind of weird metaphor, but in golf some people record their swings because they want to watch it back and like make sure they have like they're doing it correctly. So it's sort of like that, except without the trouble of recording yourself. It's like on the spot, training.
Yeah. I'd imagine that's a lot better than watching a video, yeah.
Yeah. It's live and in person. You're like a mentor. You can just get right in there. You know what I mean? Use your hands and just kind of, move your back a little. Like, you just get right in there. So, I do like the idea of that.
I had another intro this lazy, just get on the bottom.
If you're not going to arch your back, just fucking slump over like a dog you are.
Come on, you're giving the Joshes a bad name here. You're tainting the Fowler name. I was trying to think of like just the comical idea of like Fish being too nice to his clone, Josh criticizing his clone. I don't really know what I'd do with my clone. By the way, I'm Morgan Barnes here from Montana. I don't really know what I would do. I didn't have time to think about it, but it's an interesting concept that I was rolling around in my brain. I will tell you this. I was watching the movie Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal. It's a really fucked up movie. If you have a chance to find it, you should. It's really dark, though, not for everyone. And basically, the movie's about the fact that he has a real-life doppelganger, someone who looks basically exactly like him. It's not a twin or anything like that. It's just somebody that looks basically exactly like him with the exception of very small birthmarks and stuff, right? So once he finds out about his doppelganger, it turns into this really dark world. Like, he goes to his doppelganger's house, and his doppelganger's married to this beautiful woman. And he's like almost getting jealous. He's like, oh man, how come this other version of me has this great life? He's like an actor. He's like a low-end actor. He has a beautiful wife with a kid on the way, and he's unsatisfied in his own life, and it turns into this really dark thriller. So my whole thing is, I was going to ask Shay about cloning. Our good friend Shay, Professor Layton, is not here yet. We're hoping he shows up at some point for the podcast, in which case we'll let him crash the show. But I was going to ask him about his thoughts on cloning, and now I can't, sadly. But I personally can tell you that it's a scary thought after watching that movie. Having another one of you out there in the world has so many terrifying implications that people don't think of. So, the worst co-op partner, possibly yourself, or the best, depending on how you look at it. So,
Or the politest.
The politest, yes. Fish, if you and your partner if you and yourself could work together, you could be the ultimate pleaser. So, keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, I don't know how I went down that road, but I think that's a nice segue for us here. Hopefully, like we said, Shay will show up, our biologist, and crash the show. But until then, we got shit to talk about, a lot of fun stuff to get to here. Co-op, the subject of co-op games is really interesting. Because a lot of us grew up with more couch co-op experiences because, just sort of the evolution of video games, now most people play co-op with their friends online. Even if you live in the same town, sometimes it's easier just to come home and jump online as opposed to going to your friend's house or whatever after a long day at work. But when we grew up, most of the time you were actually at your friend's house, playing on their couch. There's that intimacy there. And of course, as technology changes, so does that element. But we got thinking about this because the game the Way Out came out, and it's very unique in how that game is structured around co-op play. And we said, fuck, this would be a fun thing to talk about. So let's just kick it off. That was my starting point, was just how much co-op has changed for me. Thinking about sitting on the couch with my friends now and how I don't really get that experience anymore. Sometimes me and my daughter will play a game, and she's like pretty much, weirdly enough, my only couch co-op partner now, since my 5-year-old. But we all live in different states, and we've grown up. Life kind of tears us apart, and now all of our co-op experiences are online, and they're still fun, but they're like less personal and like less intimate, and that's just interesting. And I'm kind of jealous of people that still get that couch co-op intimacy. But that's sort of my starting point here. They got me thinking about this. What about you, Josh, when we started talking about this topic?
Yeah, it has been difficult in recent years to really just sit down with somebody and play a game. Like you, I play a lot of games with my daughter, who loves games, so we get a decent amount in that way. And I've mentioned this briefly before, but the Wii U was a very good game, or a very good game console on that front, as far as having unique and just pretty cool couch co-op experiences, because the oddness of that, Wii U pad.
So like one person's using the tablet, one person's using like a regular controller, and vice versa?
Yeah, the regular controller on the screen and stuff, and led to some really fun ways to play games. But even those, like you said, I don't really have a lot of time for them, just because some of those are too involved for my kid so far. So I haven't really had a chance to go play them with her. So I play them with my wife whenever she has the time, and us both having the time just is not a thing that happens that often. So yeah.
Well, and what were some of your because we're kind of in a similar boat there, but like what were some of the most memorable like or unique co-op experiences that you remember, I guess, if you had to narrow it down from your childhood or growing up or what have you?
Yeah. I mean, that's tough. I think obviously one of the first ones to come to mind is the original Halo, because the two of us played that just a ton whenever that game came out, playing through on Legendary. And that was...
We did, yeah.
That was good times. Blasting that fucking cauliflower to hell. And,
it was brutal as hell too, because Legendary on its own was just impossible, but it reminded me of like when you and your friends were outside and you were just like taking turns pretending to take down the enemy and counting your bullets and stuff. Like Legendary Halo kind of gave you that feeling in a way I hadn't really experienced.
Yeah, and
at the time.
Legendary on Halo is not particularly enjoyable unless you're playing co-op. Like, as much as the hardcore gamers love talking about Legendary Halo, it's the co-op that actually makes that playable. Just because if one person dies, just the added stress of knowing that you have to stay alive for the next however many seconds to be able to get them to respawn, just makes it a whole lot better. It makes the whole gameplay loop feel really good.
Yeah, Josh, me and Fish had this crazy night where because me and Josh played a lot of that when we lived in Mississippi together, and then when Fish moved up to Montana for the first time when we were younger, Halo 2 was one of the first games we played. Man, we had this one night where it was like the craziest Halo 2. Like, Halo 2 Legendary, for some reason, seemed a lot harder than any other ones. I think they kind of softened it over time as Halo got more popular and more popular. But me and Fish were like literally running back to hallways to pick up guns that we left behind. Every single bullet. We failed. We spent like 3 hours trying to beat the first mission, and we either were really bad or Halo 2 was much harder than I remember. And I don't know how to answer that because it was a long time ago.
Well, actually, the autosave also kind of fucked us over. Like,
oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Halo has that weird autosave.
Yeah, the autosave where it just randomly saves you at.